Hey folks, welcome to Tabletop Strategies from Engineering Scale Models. I am going to talk to you about Dark Souls, the card game, and some cool expansions. Let's go to the overhead. There it is. This is the base game. I've had this for a while. It's all sleeved up. I've played it. I enjoyed it. My son plays it. He's 12. He's been playing it probably since he was 10, maybe. So he has no problem with the concept of it. It's a deck building game. I also plan on covering Dark Souls, the board game, because I like that challenges. So this is Dark Souls, the card game. There is tons of content. It's all sleeved up. It has different heroes in it, and we'll go through all that in a second. This is your enemies. This is your encounters from level 1 to level 3. We have tokens. We have our stamina cards. And then we have our dual stamina cards. We have our remnants of humanity, and I'll go over all this in a second. And then we have our our knight and our pyromancer. Now there are some forgotten paths in here. Stuff. These are counter cards. This is some more character decks. Now these are all in dragon sleeves. So, because I just wanted to do that. Wolf's Knight Sword. These are transposed treasures. And then this is the treasure deck. And these are the enemy decks. And then now we will look at, there's the reference cards, and we will get this out of here. Now we can get in the box. So here are the character boards. This and this one are the bosses you can face. One of these, this one is from the Forgotten Paths, and you see you have that, and then this is one from the base game set. So you have two bosses, a mini boss and a big boss, and then you have your encounter that you do, and then here is your two battle boards. One of these is for your heroes, and one is for the enemies. Your choice. The book splits it up. Now, in the Forgotten Paths expansion, which I received another copy of, which I will do a giveaway for later, you get a pyromancer and a thief. You get some treasure cards, some encounter cards, some terrain, and some trap cards. And then you can fight the Asylum Demon, the Bell Gargoyle, the Great Grey Wolf, or the Moonlight Butterfly. It has setups and talking about traps in terrain. And then on the back of the book, it has your different icons and stuff. Taking a look at the main book, this tells you the rules of the game here. Should have the contents. Yeah, you get an assassin, a herald, a knight, a sorcerer. Then you have your soul keeper, fire keeper, stamina cards that you can buy later. Your treasure cards, 40 common, 10 transposed. Your encounter cards, then your enemy cards, and then you have an abyss watcher, a pontiff Solvin, a high lord Volnir, and Vort of Bori Valley. That's your enemies in the core game. Then you have some tokens like Bleed, Frostbite, Poison, Stagger. Then you have Encounter Clear, Damage, Soul, 1 Soul, and 5 Soul tokens. So, because as you kill, you get souls. So it gives you an example of the player area. Then it talks about exploration and things like that. And I'm going to do a how to play on this. I haven't played it probably in about 6 months, so I'm going to get really familiar with the rules and all that stuff. But that is what's in Dark Souls, the card game, and the Forgotten Paths. So here is the Pyromancer's deck, and we'll look at his cards. Though we should probably look at the Herald first. Okay, so here's the Pyromancer. That's from up in the top corner is the icon to show you that it's their starting deck that this stuff is in. Then we have the Sorcerer. That should be all the Sorcerer. And then in one of these boxes is our other one. This is our Thief. I haven't used the Thief or the Pyromancer yet. I normally do 2 players. I may do some 4 players. And then we have the Assassin. So these are character cards. And then I believe these are all the boss battles. Yeah, these are all your bosses. So, and then some more bosses here. So, let's look at the Herald. The Herald can flip this card over to heal you or another character 3 cards. Your deck is your life, so you can heal. Their special heal is move as many number from the bottom of the discard pile to the bottom of your deck, and then you also have a search icon. So, and then he has a spear, weapon-wise, and another spear, a kite shield, herald armor, another kite shield, another herald armor, and another spear. So he has 3 spears, a healing talisman, and he can also use 2 talismans, so he can also use these to block. So that's the Herald, defensive Healy character. The Knight is going to be your tank. You can flip this card over to block 3. You can use that once per rest at the bonfire. He has 1 long sword, 2 long swords, Knight shield, which can do damage or block. Knight's armor, which is nice 3, and you just use 1 stamina. And then another Knight's armor, another kite shield, another Knight's armor, and then he has 2 short swords. So he has 2 long swords, 2 short swords, and 4 armor cards. So he's pretty tanky. And then also in the core set, you get the Assassin. He can backstab, flip this card over to inflict 1 damage to an enemy card in the same column as this card. This damage ignores the target's defenses. And he has in his deck a lot of stamina cards. I don't think I've ever played this character. He has 2 target shields, which actually give him dodge. And then he has 2 Assassin's armor, some kookaries that can inflict bleed damage, or can do 1 damage. And then he has 1, 2, 3 S-stocks and some more stamina. So that is his. And then the Sorcerer is the last from the core set. He has Spell Fury. Flip this card over to pay the stamina cost of an attack with this symbol. So if he does a magic attack, he doesn't have to pay the stamina. It'll pay it for him. And he has, I don't think I played with this character either because all his cards are in the back. He has Sorcerer Robes, also gives him a dodge ability. And then he has leather shields, 2 leather shields. Soul Arrow, which is pretty good. Mail Breaker, and another Soul Arrow, and another Mail Breaker. 3 Soul Arrows, so he's pretty good. And then in the Forgotten Paths, you got the Pyromancer, which has Pyromancy Flame, Pyromancy Flame again, Pyromancer's Garb, all blocked this time, he can't dodge. And then he has, he does have a Cadeus Round Shield, which would give him a dodge. Same with that shield. And then he has a Hand Axe. Hand Axe is pretty good. And Pyromancy Flame again. This attack hits every enemy in the same column as the target. That's good ranged, crazy damage. And another Hand Axe. So that is Pyromancer. And now for the Thief, we have Lucky Break. Flip this card over to draw 3 cards from your deck. So I don't know how I would like to draw 3 cards from my deck, but he has a low threat level, so he's not going to get hit that much. And he has a Bandit Round Shield. Not only does he can dodge with it, but then he can search you may search the many of your discard pile and place them on the top of your deck. So he can search for a card and put it on the top of his deck with the dodge. Same thing with his Deserter Armor. He can basically heal 1, and he has a Bandit Knife that can poison or do 2 damage, and then he has 3 short bows. Nice range damage. I like the fact that he can heal a little bit. So that is the characters in the Forgotten Paths and the main game here. And you look at reference card. It's got your bleed, next attack against this card gains +1 damage. Frostbite, suffer 1 damage next time card moves. Inflict poison, suffer 1 damage at the end of next activation. Inflict stagger, suffer 1 damage the next time this card attacks. So that's your reference. Then you have block, damage, dodge, ranged, push, shift, heal, and search. So that's that. And then we have our trap cards from Forgotten Paths, and we'll see all that in more details with the playthroughs. I just wanted to show you the characters, and then I wanted to look at this Seekers of Humanity box I just got in. So let us open this up here. Appears we get a warrior on the back of the box. Plastic over there. Let's look at the back of the box here. Seekers of Humanity. 37 boss cards, 2 data cards, 2 character cards, 5 Ember tokens, 27 enemies, 50 Incubator cards, 10 Evader tokens, 56 starting deck cards, 39 treasures, 1 exploration board, and 1 rulebook. So, looks like we get some more characters in here. We have the Seeker of Humanity. Looks like we have some tokens. These must be I'm not sure, one. And we have the boss fight and boss board, so it's always good. And then we have our packs of cards. Looks like we have a cleric right off the top there. Let's look at the character cards first. So I just received this in the mail. So we're going to take a look at what we have here. So we have a cleric. He has Keep the Faith. Flip this card over to heal each character 1. Low threat. So then he has a concentrated mace, 2 of those. Sacred Charm, which will heal 3. Target character's attack gains 1 damage for a stamina. So he's basically a buff character. He's got some dodge and some good blocking. He's got a blue wooden shield, can do damage and block 3 with just a discard. Does magic damage on the damage. Then he has his stamina. He's got some faith, some dexterity, and some intelligence. And then we have a warrior card. Berserk Charge. Flip this card over to hit the whole targeted row with this card's next attack. That could be interesting. He's got a battle axe. Could do up to 3 damage. 2 damage on recycling it. 3 of those. A brigand axe. 1 damage, recycle it. And then he has Northern Armor. 3 block for no stamina, and he can recycle it for 2 stamina. And then he also has a round shield, which can do damage and push for a discard, or block 3 with 2 stamina. And then he has strength, dexterity, and intelligence. And then we have some Ember cards. Draw 1 card. While this card is in your deck, you gain 3 plus 3 max deck size. Only a single Ember may be added to each player's deck. So this is like the Embers from the... I wonder if these go in the treasure deck or not. And then we have some treasure cards here. So I'll have to read about how the Ember cards work So maybe you earn them on an encounter or something like that. I like it when they put the pull tab on the pack of cards. Makes it easier. And then we have the boss. Oh, these must be the people that can come and help you. You fight them, and then you get the notched whip. So, and then this, there's 5 of those. So I'm not sure. These are your bosses. Oh, maybe, I'm not sure. No, these are the attack cards for those people. These are all your attack cards. It could be some boss cards in here. And then now we have your level 1 monsters, and level 2s are in here. And then let's see here. This is going to be the rest of the monsters, encounters, and a little bit of treasure cards. Treasure, transposed treasure, and then this is the special treasure from those guys. And then we have, these might be the bosses. Yeah, the 4 bosses. The old Iron King, the Smelter Demon, the Pursuer, and the Last Knight. And then we have their behavior cards. So then we have their behavior cards. Oh. These are enemy cards. These last ones are enemy cards. They look like more of the people you can battle for free stuff, I guess. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the book. I haven't seen any information on this. So, character cards. 5 embers, 10 invader. That's what they are. They're invaders. So, tokens to help you resolve how invaders enter the game. Okay, it says shuffle the Seekers of Humanity enemy cards in the recycled deck, and then place the deck down on the exploration board. Take the data cards, behavior decks, and any additional cards for the 2 bosses you'll be fighting. Shuffle the Secret of Humanity common and transposed treasures into their respective decks from the core game, and then shuffle them and place them face down. Take the Invaders data cards and behavior decks and place them next to the battle boards. Place the Invaders tokens by these cards. Embers. Players may unlock the power of Embers during their quest to increase their vitality, but doing this is not without risk. The character who uses an Ember shines like a beacon to those beyond, drastically increasing the chances of invasion from other worlds. To use Ember rules, add 5 Ember cards to the treasure deck when you add the common treasure and transposed treasures from this expansion. A player with 1 or more Embers in their deck increases their max deck size by 3. Then, before beginning the game, place all the Invader tokens face down and shuffle them. Randomly pick a number of tokens equal to the number of players in the game, and then flip them face up. Each token will correspond to 1 invader. Each invader has a level 1, 2, 3 icon to show which enemy deck it should go in. Add these invader cards to the corresponding enemy decks face down. Shuffle the decks. Each invader can be added to an enemy deck only once during each game. Each time an Ember is drawn from the common treasure deck, randomly draw 1 invader token and add that invader's card to the corresponding enemy deck unless all invaders have already been added to the enemy deck. So basically you have to fight an invader if you draw it from the enemy deck. And then there's alternative modes of play. So, and then then the icons for everything in the back. It's nice to have. So this is this. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get these cards sleeved up, and then I'm gonna do a nice playthrough of some games of this. I'm not sure who I'm gonna pick, but I'll look through the cards. And I like that cleric. He seems pretty cool. Might do 3, 4. Might only do 2. But that's gonna be this. You can visit me on these social media sites. I'm gonna start posting what I'm playing and what I'm taping, and then you can also visit me on Patreon and support the channel there. Thank you guys